Take it as a sign, we've brought you the back nine. It is the 2022 Brent Hambrick Memorial, sponsored by Discraft and presented by Dairy Queen. I'm Raven Klein.
And I'm Holyn Handley. We are bringing you the conclusion of the FPO lead card. We've got myself, Ashleh Bauman, Michelle Frazer, and Christine Jennings. And a special thanks to Disc Golf Examiner.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Disc Golf Examiner. We just entered the woods, and now we're going to keep going.
Yeah, we got hole 10, a par 3, 355 feet. Basically, you want to take your favorite gap hitter and just beam it straight down the fairway. Ideally landing around here and maybe getting a little extra slide up to the basket to give yourself a putt. So Ashleh will take the box. That looks like a pretty good angle, just needs to flatten out. And she'll be off on that right side. She'll have some trees to contend with to pitch up for her par.
Oh, just not getting by that tree. She swung it a little early out of the hand. That's looking really nice.
Oh, I was wondering what happened. Yeah, they just caught that last tree. And so I'm at about 35, 40 feet for my birdie putt. Oh, super early release from Christine. Not sure where she kicked to, but that is not what she was looking for. Yeah, this is going to be a really tricky up and down from here. Okay, I was a little low out of the hand, but it doesn't cut roll.
I was going to say, she avoided the cut roll, which was goal numero uno.
Alright, Michelle, this looks a little too wide. Yeah, and it snags one of the guardian trees. Throw back Christine. She's getting to throw her patent pending shot. She's very good at this. Oh, I think that little branch actually helped her. Pins it. Ashleh looking at a flick roller, maybe? Oh, no, she's actually going more of a...
What,
more
tomahawk?
Hammer?
Yeah. Either one. I actually love that as an escape through the trees. Mm-hmm. Give yourself that early flight vertical, but you know it's just going to land, top of the disc.
Yeah. I've got really awkward footing here, but I do have a line. And
oh, dang.
I hit the one tree I needed to miss, but stayed relatively close to the basket, and I'll have this for my par.
Good comeback there.
Yeah, you can be.
Can you still call it a comeback if it's the same direction?
I don't think it's a comeback if you're not coming back. I think you got to get there to come back. You know. Great putt from Ashleh to clean up her par.
So just good second putt, good follow-up putt.
There you go, follow-up.
There
we'll
it
take
is.
that. Michelle going to the. Is that a turbo or is that a waffle?
I don't know. I think it had to flip more for it to be a waffle.
I feel like I had to spin more to be a turbo. So maybe it's just a Frazer putt.
And Christine grabbing the bogey.
Alright, hole 11 is a par 5, 743 feet. Basically following 3 fairways of some of the holes that are on the normal course. So you want to throw just a straight shot getting to this first opening, and then another straight shot, ideally to this tee pad. And then there's a left or a right gap depending on what side of the fairway you're on and what you're feeling comfortable with to approach into this guarded green. Ashleh taking the box again. Oh, early release, and she kicked onto the left side rough.
It's looking like a great release. A little low, but just where you need to be. in the opening.
Yeah, I'll take that. It is a little bit of an uphill shot, so going low is a fairly easy thing to do. As we see, Michelle gives that a little bit better height. And Christine going with a bit of an Anheuser release, letting the disc flatten out, also in a really great spot. Ashley throwing the Anheuser forehand, and that cut rolls into the right side glove.
Oh wow, and it rolled down
Yeah, that
quite
was,
a bit.
That was brutal.
Pitches out, but does a nice job of pushing herself up toward the gap.
Yeah, she got great distance, and she's in a pretty ideal position. Given the circumstances. Christine's second. Oh, just low and left. I really liked the angle, though. That was going to flex out and get a lot of distance. Michelle hitting that gap, getting a little bit caught up on the right side, but she got a lot of distance.
Out of the three, you were definitely lined up the best with the gap.
Oh,
That's a good tree.
That was some tree love. That was yanked. That's with Christine from the center of the fairway. Also pulling it off to the right side.
Another low release. Oh no, Christine.
Christine. Yeah, this course will do that to you, for sure. And Ashley going back to that standstill. Oh yeah, sailing it right over the tee pad.
Always a good rule of thumb. Finding the next tee pad on a combined hole.
Right. And so Michelle's pretty pinched off on the right side. She's still able to bite off a good bit of distance, though. Get herself in a really good position. And Christine going back to that patent pending shot.
She does clear the tree.
Needs this to sit.
And it's not going to be a great position, but at least she's close to the fairway edge.
Yeah, she got far enough. She should be able to just pitch out from there with a putter. And this was way overturned and sliding down that hill. Looks like Ashley's lining up the left gap with her forehand.
Nice little touch by the tree at the end.
Yeah, really nice recovery from Ashley. And then Michelle will be showing us the right gap, going back Handheiser. Beautifully done.
Nice shot.
And Christine, a little bit of an awkward footing, but looks like she has a gap.
Oh, just catching the last tree on her pitch out, so she will have a putt, but not as close as she would have liked.
Yeah, and I slid down that hill a good bit, so I'm just pitching up a little flick putter, trying to get myself a putt. Here's Christine from circle 2.
Oh.
It sits down. This is to clean up a par, bogey. Hard to keep track on these par 5s. And I just airball it.
Oh, jeez. I mean, not a common error from you.
Honestly, no, and I can't be that mad because I miss high so rarely.
That's true. I mean, it really, you usually hit metal on a miss.
Yeah, better to just stay aggressive. Don't get timid and start caging putts. So we see Michelle tapping in a par. Christine, I believe this is for bogey, double bogey. And Ashley will tap in for her bogey. Alright, hole 12. We've got back-to-back par 5s. You want to throw a pushing hyzer through this initial gap and get to just before this little hill where all these roots are. And then you want to throw your second shot over where you see this guy standing out into the open, and then you've got a final downhill approach into this sloping green. And once again, you want to avoid the trees on the right side because they do slope pretty steeply away from the basket.
Which is super fun.
Super fun. So Michelle got a par in the last hole, so she'll take the box. This looks overturned, but she didn't go too far off into the rough. And Ashley, this looks pretty ideal if she can get a little bit of fade. If she does, checks up perfectly in the middle of the fairway.
That's looking like a nice shot.
Yeah, just a little left, but I'm up there in those roots. That'll do. We take those.
You take those.
We take those. And Christine looks like another early release. Yeah, she doesn't like it. Honestly, not too bad of a position. She can still see the first gap where you're trying to hit, and that's actually not a bad spot. Michelle a little bit pinched off on that right side, but she's able to advance. And Ashley in just the picture perfect position, just going to the standstill. Needs us to push a little bit. Yeah, that was perfect. Really nicely done by Ashley. Oh my
Man.
gosh. That is a 1-inch diameter tree. She manages to hit it.
She's just having a couple of those holes. You're in a nice position there for the forehand. Well executed, getting yourself out into the opening.
Basically went for the same gap as Christine, but didn't hit the 1-inch diameter trees. And Michelle, this looks awesome. Really nice shot. Oh, there's no beeline there. I don't think we knew that going into
Well, just
it.
in case you didn't know.
I think we got up there.
There's
We
no
were like,
beeline.
There's no beeline there. Check your caddy book, guys. Check the caddy book.
Christine doing a nice job of, I would say, composing and then being able to hit that gap. Putting herself out in the open. Michelle with her upshot.
This looks like a good angle. Just needs to slow down.
Don't do it.
I think she actually got...
Alright, people are clapping.
There's a little puddle up there, which managed to collect her disc. Ashley needs this to hurry back. Just snags that last branch, but she does have a circle 2 putt for bird.
I like the forehand approach. It can be a little nervy, I would say, if you throw a slightly faster disc, just because you could skip down that hill. But I like this. Was that putter?
Yeah, that was a harp.
Okay. Trusty harp.
Good old harp. Yeah, that thing, when it hits, it tends to stick.
And some sticky plastic.
Some sticky plastic. Great approach by Christine. And this is Ashley for birdie. Oh,
That's
beautiful.
A nice putt.
That nose up floaty spin putt. She runs it in.
You can see Michelle kind of got caught up in that little ditch.
I think she took casual relief behind the ditch because there was a water puddle in there.
Well done. It's a nice birdie.
It's a nice bounce back after the last hole.
Christine tapping in for her bogey.
And Michelle will tap in for her bogey as well. Alrighty, hole 13, another really long par 3 that is going to play like a par 4. 385 feet, you need to throw something that's going to be moving right initially off the tee. Most ladies are going to be trying to lay up to about here and then pitch up through this skinny gap on the right side to have a look at a 3. You see Ashley's lining up that Anheuser. Really nice height. It flattens out. It's short, but she should have a look at that inside gap. And yeah, I knew immediately out of the hand that was too low. That cut rolls into the OB.
Oh no. Aggressively.
Yeah, that needed to be about 20 feet higher. Michelle. This looks pretty good if it can stay out of the right side rough.
Hard to tell what that
Hard
did
to
at the
tell.
end.
Yeah. Christine, this needs to keep turning. Yeah, that was pretty great. Pretty ideal.
What?
So I'll be up first. Luckily, going OB early means you have a bit more of an open line, and I leave this just a little bit too far left, but I will have a circle 2 look to save bogey.
Oh shit.
It almost looked like she was throwing a roller.
It did, didn't it? But she's up there. She's a little bit on the right side, but she should be able to access that gap.
Oh, Ashley, it was just a little high, but she does squeak through, and she'll have a putt. Seemingly unobstructed. So.
Yeah, I think she got into the circle, so she should be fine. And then Christine, that was a little too wide, and so she kicks left. Man, even getting all the way up here, it's still no gimme in terms of the approach.
Well done, though, by Michelle.
Alright, this is framed up. Oh, she went through the trees. Wow. Love it.
Oh,
Yeah.
just a little inside for that hyzer putt.
Little inside, but kind of an uncomfortable stance.
Yeah.
Ashley just a little bit low. Looks like she was a little bit obstructed by one of those trees. And Michelle will clean up her bogey. And I will clean up my double bogey. It's hard to count when the strokes get that high, you know what I mean?
It's just unfortunate.
Yeah, honestly,
Christine with a bogey,
not a great hole for the FPO, in my opinion.
and Ashley with the bogey.
Great Lakes Disc, located in Grand Rapids, Michigan, is a fully stocked retail disc golf store that fulfills all of your disc golf needs. We carry all of the major manufacturers, accessories, and offer player and event sponsorship, along with tournament payout assistance. To learn more about Great Lakes Disc, visit greatlakesdisc.com.
Alrighty, hole 14, par 3, 280 feet. There is a mandatory tree here on the left side, as well as an OB road on the left side. You want to throw something that's going to get moving right pretty late and get through these a plethora of trees to access this green.
So you'll see a little bit of a what's the word I want?
She gone.
It's a theme, a little common theme with some of these greens.
Right, finishing shots is actually misses the mandatory.
Dang it.
So she will need to proceed to a drop zone. So Michelle's going to try to show us that backhand line. Oh, she's asking for it to turn. And she just catches those wide left side trees. Christine, I like the width on this. Ooh.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
So she didn't miss the Mando yet.
No, she tried to cut roll into the straight, it looked like.
I think the Mando saved her.
Yeah. I'm just taking an overstable fairway driver, trying to pound my way up there, and so I'll be just outside the circle for an obstructed putt. This is Christine just in front of that Mando tree. Oh, she just catches one of those late trees.
Yeah.
But she's in the circle.
Nice approach by Michelle.
Yeah, that's the miss you want to make if you're doing the backhand line. You want to leave it a little too wide so that you're not pinched off. This is Ashley from the drop zone. Giving it a really nice run. Framed up, but just not quite enough juice to get there.
Way to split the trees.
There's Christine to save a par.
Oh, just not enough juice.
Yeah, she's feeling it right now. You can tell by the body language, but that's the woods, man. It'll beat you up sometimes. Michelle in for the par. And Ashley for her bogey.
There's a good comeback.
There's a comeback putt. She was coming back. You are correct. I'll take my par. That was not a comeback putt.
No, that was not.
Because I didn't get there.
No, you can't make it if you don't throw it far enough.
All right, called out.
Yeah.
Hole 15, par 3, 315 feet. You want to throw something that's going to go straight for most of the fairway, and then you want to find this little gap here at the end and start moving left. Likely a fairway or a slightly overstable mid-range for these ladies. To Michelle.
That's looking really nice.
Just needs to miss a tree.
And the cameraman.
And the cameraman. It looks like she's about 50 feet to the right of the pin.
Looking like a great shot going just inside where Michelle was.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I'm sorry. A perfect shot.
I didn't realize that I had flirted with those trees on the right. That was
See,
like
you just
a
needed to be
1 foot
called
gap.
out and then...
I just needed to be called out. That's what needed to happen. Here's Ashley.
Commentary can do good things, too.
She leaves that a little bit inside.
Catches that one little branch. But she's still in the fairway.
In the fairway. Maybe even still having a look at the birdie. Oh, this looks inside from Christine. But she...
Not as lucky.
Yeah.
Kicks to the left. Oh!
Okay, well this shapes up for her
It's a little back alley
preferred-
action.
Yeah, her preferred Anheuser approach shot. Oh, but she snags on a tree. Just... These trees are not being kind to Christine right now.
No, she needs to find a 4-leaf clover.
Oh, that was a really nice shot by Ashley. Just taking a understable putter, leaving it high, letting the disc do the work, and now she's parked for her par.
Christine giving it a run, but
That was an aggressive bid.
with
She's
her-
got some work left.
yeah, with her hyzer putt, anytime you throw it too centered at the basket, it's just going to leave you with
This.
longer putt than you want. There we go.
Oh, good right side grab.
I mean, I appreciate that she's still running them all.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's not in her nature to not.
No, of course not. Christine's not scared of missing putts.
That's a nice birdie by you.
It was a great scramble from Ashley.
Cleaning up her par.
And then the Frazer putt.
Mm.
Little
That's like an
turbo waffle.
actual push putt.
We gotta rename all the putts now.
Yep.
Alright, hole 16, par 3, 318 feet. You basically want to just throw something dead straight, maybe get a little bit of right drift at the end. But if you try too hard to move the disc to the right side, it's very easy to find that early right side rough.
A good play on holes like this is always to go straight.
Yeah, just...
I mean, you go straight, you're still having a putt inside the circle.
Exactly. Just give yourself the 25-footer and trust that you're going to make it.
Exactly. Speaking of trust,
Throw a trust. Although maybe throw it a little straighter than I did. That's good. That leaks out to the left side. But I should still have a circle 2 bid for the birdie.
And a circle 2 in the open.
Oh, and Michelle early releases that, and she is early on the left side rough. And Ashley, really great angle, but just a little bit too far.
Gets through, though.
She gets
Wow.
through, though. That was some tree love right there.
So she'll be circle 2.
And Christine, this looks great. Just needs to slow down. Yeah, she's deep and left, but she's got a putt for birdie. Okay, Michelle didn't kick too deep into the rough. She's still able to throw a backhand.
That's good.
This looks like it's leaking left a little bit.
Either catches a root or something, but avoids the flare or skip on the ground.
Yeah, I really should have stepped that. That was a little too far for my normal putt. But
What
we're
did you
close
look
for a birdie. Michelle with the jumper.
Ooh. Gives it good height, but just a little shy.
Here's Christine with her birdie look from circle 2. She gives it a jump.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that was aggressive, but I loved it. And this is Ashley also for birdie. Beautiful putt. I love that nose up. Just looks
It's
like
so
it takes
floaty.
so floaty, no effort required, just floats it on in there.
Oh, Christine leaving her par putt just low and hitting the cage.
Yep, and I'll clean up a par. As will Michelle. Oh no, this is going to be a bogey for Michelle, I think.
Correct.
Correct, bogey for Michelle. And then bogey for Christine. Alrighty, hole 17, a par 4, 450 feet. You want to just take your favorite gap hitter and throw a laser beam down this initial hallway, get to about here, and you're looking pretty good, and then it'll be a nice easy hyzer through this late gap into a little bit of a guarded green. It is possible to go for a 2 here if you really want to get aggressive. In my opinion, not really worth it. There is an OB sidewalk on the right side, and if you get a kick in any direction, this corridor is only maybe 10 feet wide.
I mean, Ashley's doing a nice job of using all of it, and she is rewarded by that tree.
Yeah, she got a couple of nice tree kicks there. Oop, I'm going with my fairway driver, trying to bite off a lot of distance.
Oh man, that was looking so nice.
That's so close.
Not too heavily penalized though.
Yeah, I decided, I said I don't think going for the 2 is the play, but at this point had 15 strokes, why not?
Why not?
Why not?
I'm gonna say I'm an aggressive player, so I feel like my brain is always like, do it. But
Here goes Christine, this is drifting to the right. She didn't like it, but I don't think she got punished too hard. As Michelle, lucky to stay in bounds.
yeah.
She's just pitching back into the fairway.
Man.
So Christine just on the edge, but it's a slight slope for her footing.
Luckily, if I'm going to pick anyone on the card to throw that shot, I would pick Christine.
That's true.
She's very good at that patent pending stance. Michelle just yanks that a little bit right, but she kicks back into the fairway. She might have some kind of hyzer into the green.
Your position allowed for a much easier hyzer approach.
Yeah, I got caught up on those roots, but I'm inside the circle putting for birdie. And then Ashley going to that nice floaty putter flick.
That was beautiful.
That was great. Such an underutilized shot, I think.
Yeah. Well, especially when you have the height to use it. It's
There's Christine with another patent pending. Needs that to sit. Alright, she's got a little bit of work, but she's putting for, is that par?
I think so. Michelle having a little more trouble on this hole.
I thought that was too early of a release, but she's up in the circle.
Nice birdie putt from you.
And here's Michelle. About a similar distance. And
Just getting over the basket.
She makes good for her bogey save. This will be Christine to save a par. Very nice. Little sigh of relief there. It's been a minute since she's had a par.
Yeah. And a birdie for Ashley.
Alrighty, we made it through the woods.
Final hole.
We're rewarded with another wide open tee shot. Hole 18's a par 4 with OB lining the right and left sides. You do get a little bit wider of a fairway if you can get a long enough drive off the tee. And then once again, our fairway gets a little narrower as we approach the green. We got a little bit of an uphill, and it was a bit of a headwind. So we've been in the woods this entire time, haven't really felt the wind. And there's a little bit of a breeze on this final hole.
Because why not?
Because why not? Ashley has birdied the last 2 holes, so she'll keep the box. This is a great width and height. Center fairway.
Come on. Yeah.
Yep. Little ground action. We're in the ditch, but that's far enough that it should be pretty straightforward from there. And Christine going with the wide hyzer route today. Leaves it in a great spot.
Does a nice job of getting that up on the flat part of the fairway. Michelle releasing that. Hard to tell, maybe a little more in than she wanted, but she's on the fairways.
There, that looks like a good correction. Just a nice straight shot. She should be able to pitch up for par from there.
Oh no.
I think this is going to be okay. I think this is looking up. She's going to get a little road skip. Oh,
Come
hurry.
on. Hurry.
Oh, man. For some reason, I thought the OB line was the road, but it's actually about 3 feet inside of the road. But sigh of relief, she made it in bounds. Ashley with another standstill.
Oh, it's a
Very
beautiful
nice.
shot.
That was very well done by Ashley.
It's looking like a really nice approach from you.
Yep, just a nice straight shot.
You can see that wind really rustling those feathers in the background.
Okay, Michelle still got a little bit of work to do. Oh, and she actually pushes it a little long, but should be able to make a putt from there. And Christine's got this long bid for her birdie. Yeah, you can tell by her body language she's a little ready to be done, I think.
Michelle finishes her round with a par.
This is Ashley for her birdie. To finish with a turkey on this course.
Yeah.
Really nicely done, actually.
And a great birdie from you as well. And yours was close to a turkey.
It was a 3 down, 3 4. You know, it's not nothing.
I would agree.
All right, it's my pleasure to present the 2022 BHMO Professional Women's Disc Golf Champion, Holyn Handley.
Got the classic tongue out, right?
I mean, that's What else do you winners do?
Alright, and there is your final leaderboard. We've got myself taking it down at 2 under par, Ashleh Bauman in second place, and Michelle taking third. I want to thank you to all of our sponsors for your support. Oh yeah, here we go. I don't think those final top 10 standings are from this tournament because Maria, Stacy, Lisa, Cynthia were not there.
You are correct.
But if you wanna know what that's from, go check out the River City Open, also from Crew 42. And thank you to our Patreon family for your support, and thank you again to Crew 42 for coming out and filming the ladies. We'll catch you all in the next one.